What is it about Darwin that captures the hearts of those who live here?
Darwin has truly and really won me over. I feel very lucky to be here.
This place has a lot of different cultures. That's amazing. That's fantastic.
Best place in Australia, best weather in Australia, why you're not here.
This story was filmed across just one weekend in Australia's most northern city. But even in that time, we witnessed something extraordinary.
When you come to Darwin, you get a sense of living tradition.
Like for me, if I'm going onto Aboriginal land, I can go and hunt for my foods. Yep.
And not only Indigenous culture.
You see people celebrating your own festival, and especially different nationalities. It's really made me feel it's my second hometown.
Nikki Chen and Derek Hong both study at Charles Darwin University. They're part of a group of international students who've signed up to learn more about Indigenous knowledge. Australia is made up of many different Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander groups who've lived on the continent for at least 60,000 years. The students are visiting Litchfield National Park, about 120 kilometres southwest of Darwin.
Every couple of years as it grows, they can actually cut the top of those mounds.
Their guide is Tess 80, who grew up here and has dedicated her life to showcasing and protecting her family's traditional country.
While it's heating up one side, this side here stays nice and cool, so this keeps the nest in a perfect temperature balance.
Termite mounds dot the landscape here.
The good thing about these mounds, they're very, very strong. They are protected from wind, rain, fire, and they can also go right down into the ground as well.
This stretch of the park may seem dry now, but Tess explains we're on a floodplain and soon enough, everything will replenish.
This is Melaleuca, paperback.
And although it may not be obvious, everywhere you look, there's medicine and food.
We don't have refrigeration in the bush, so it's easy just to go hunting and eating your food out there straight away. Everything's fresh.
But what about crocodiles, somebody asks?
Well, some people actually have been attacked by a crocodile, like my sister. That was in 2008, and she was lucky because her husband was there to save her by jumping on the back of the crocodile, wrestling with it, and poked it in the eyes, eventually opened its jaws of hell, and she was let out.
Like fighting.
Yeah, so she was lucky.
But there are plenty of freshwater swimming holes where it is safe to jump in. Something John Mason always does on these trips. He's an associate professor at Charles Darwin University and runs this student immersion program with support from the National Foundation for Australia-China Relations.
This opportunity for intercultural engagement is an opportunity to find some kind of common humanity. Intercultural learning really matters for CDU because, you know, we have a big diverse community on campus and we need to spend time getting to know each other. You know, conversations matter.
Try some?
Today, some of those conversations happen over lunch. On the menu, wild barramundi, kangaroo, and even crocodile.
The grilled barramundi that they served was quite delicious, and the cooking method is quite similar to the grilled fish in East Asia. I think Aboriginal culture is an astonishing thing for me.
I feel we share a lot of commonalities. I mean, the Chinese culture and Aboriginal, Indigenous culture. For example, we both respect our elders and ancestry, and also we trust traditional medicine and some spiritual remedies for health. And also we both emphasize the connection to nature. For example, for Chinese people, we believe the balance of yin and yang in terms of the connection between human and the nature. Here is the same. They respect the nature a lot, like the Chinese traditions.
Are you ready? Attention, go!
day later and it's time for Chinese culture to take centre stage as Darwin plays host to the inaugural International Dragon Boat Racing Festival, also supported by the National Foundation for Australia-China Relations. Darwin's Lord Mayor Konvaskalis describes it as a very big deal for the top end.
We have 3 Chinese media networks here today, and they're all going to actually show in China the beautiful weather, the beautiful city, that we keep the traditions alive. Even some of the Chinese people that actually perform today were born here, never been to China, they don't speak Chinese.
Darwin is often described as Australia's gateway to Asia. It's closer to Indonesia's capital of Jakarta than it is to Canberra. That's perhaps one reason why the city is so multicultural, with people from more than 70 ethnic backgrounds calling it home. We meet someone in the crowd who typifies the Darwin experience. Wesley Hua Tong was raised in Chengdu and studied teaching at Charles Darwin University.
For most of us, for international students, we come here want to pursue a better career. Why I choose here? For my career, for my job, of course, but also for my life. I want to live in a place I feel peaceful.
Soon after graduating, Wesley secured a job in a Darwin high school as a maths teacher. He says Chinese-inspired events such as the Dragon Boat Festival are common, so he never feels out of place.
And just to have a festival with some Chinese people and including some people with different cultural background, we came here together to celebrate Chinese festival. So it makes me that, okay, I just come back to China. It's a feeling of home.
Teams from 2 of Darwin's sister cities, Qingdao and Guangzhou, joined the races. Australian teams made up of a diverse mix of Territorians also took part, but the Chinese teams brought their best.
Get ready to left! Go! Left! Give me more! I want more! Go!
After a day of racing, Guangzhou is declared the overall winner. But you get the sense the people of Darwin are the real winners. Those who live here say it's more than a city. It's a way of life.
In Darwin, here you can meet many different Australians, like Chinese Australians, Indian Australians, Greek Australians. So you get to know each other's cultures. So I feel this is the place to be.
Well, my future, I hope I will learn more from the university and find a job that I feel satisfied. I'm a resident of Darwin, so I really hope I can do something to make me more like a part of Darwin.